So that's why I would say to the youngest artists of us, don't even look to them. They're not coming for you. They're not helping you. If
Hmm.
they bring you in, there's a cost. There is a high cost if they let you onto the wagon. There's a cost.
Mm.
Now, if you want to pay that bill, keep running behind it. Keep putting your thumb out. Keep doing whatever you can do to get them to slow down and stop for you. Let you get on the wagon with them. But I
Mhm.
guarantee you, once you get in the wagon, the curtain's gonna close and things get weird. Promise you.
All right. Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy E from the One EJS channel. And here I have a good friend of mine. He is a talented actor. You might have seen him in shows such as Miss Governor, which will be coming out pretty soon, as well as many to-be classics and many other films. Y'all give it up for my man. He is also the author of this book called Keep Peddling. I met him a couple of months ago and had a chance and pleasure of reading this book. And I want to talk about my favorite chapter in this book pretty soon. And this man, his name is Karon Joseph Riley. Y'all give him a hand, everybody. How you been doing there, brother?
Man, I've been great, King. How you been, brother?
Busy, busy, man. Life be life, but doing good, man. Doing
That's
good.
good, man. Proud of you, man. Proud of you for doing this. I'm proud of you for keep pedaling and doing all the things you're doing, man. You know the
Absolutely.
journey is it's never easy, but if you see it, it's clear for you, and that's all that matters, man. So just keep pedaling and keep doing you, man. I'm proud of you.
Absolutely. Look, I really appreciate it. Look, you inspire me. I see your hustle and your grind. You have been going and going nonstop. You keep pedaling, and you probably have one of the most rigorous exercises out there, which is pedaling on a bike. Let's go and just segue into all the things that you like to do. Let's talk about what you like to do first. Pedaling. Why pedaling? Why riding on the bike? Peloton, just going and going and going. Just tell the audience what drove you.
It's a ton of benefits and reasons why I ride the bike. Um, First and foremost, man, I just love riding my bike ever since I was a little boy.
Mhm.
I've always found it to ignite my imagination and clear my head and just put me back in a place in my life where the world was as perfect as it's ever going to be, you know?
Mhm.
Um, so now I ride my bike for the health benefits, of course. For me, it's kind of um, a meditation.
Mhm.
It's also an incubator for my ideas when I have one, or if I have problems, I go and ride. And when I get back, I don't have those problems anymore.
Right.
So it's a spiritual thing. It's a physical thing. It's a mental thing.
Mhm.
It's a love thing. It's all of those things, man. And it's hard too. That's why I always believe in doing something hard, every day, just so you always prepared to be able to have to do something hard if you got to do something hard. So you know, riding 30, 40 miles,
Mhm.
it's not easy, but I think over time it becomes easy. So when you have to ride 100 miles, that's not a problem. Or if you got to go the extra distance in life,
Mhm.
you got the mental fortitude because you're used to doing hard things. So
Mhm.
it keeps me sharp for my real life. It keeps me sharp if I'm on set for 14 hours and I gotta, have the energy to push through all those things. It's just mental toughness, mental awareness, spiritual toughness, spiritual awareness,
Absolutely.
all of it.
And you had mentioned doing the hard things in life. As
Hmm.
far as those hard things, what's one of I'm gonna go and break into the questionnaire because it's coming right off the cuff. What's one of the hardest things you had to do, but thanks be to God you did it and you conquered it, and you say, "Hey, I kicked that thing's ass." Well, what's that one thing, that one hard thing?
I mean, writing that book wasn't easy.
Mhm. Which is this book, ladies and gentlemen. Keep
Yeah,
y'all
yeah, it
check this
wasn't
out.
easy. That wasn't an easy feat. Man, I think hard is relative, man. I feel like that's a question I really can't answer because I think everything that I've seen in my vision that I manifested into reality was hard in its own belief. Because you have to go through so many things to make it come real. Getting to this point in my career as an actor.
Mhm.
Was it hard? Yes, but it was fulfilling because it was what I wanted to do. It was my journey. It was my passion. It's my part of my purpose. So. I think hard is a probably a word that I would use appropriately challenging as the word. So what would be the most appropriately challenging thing that I've accomplished? I would say shit, going to the NFL wasn't easy.
Mm,
Um, Playing football and being a top 1% athlete in the world wasn't easy.
right.
Um, so yeah, man, it's I think hard is relative. So I wouldn't even say I had anything hard. I think I had everything that was strategically there for me to be a part of the accomplishment. I mean, think about it. If it ain't hard, what's really the relief when you actually accomplish it? What's really the feeling that you get if it's not hard, you know? And I'll tell you this, after going to the NFL and accomplishing writing my first book and
Mm-hmm.
other accomplishments that I've had in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this. Well, this is what I've learned pre-game. The hard was the best part of the journey.
Hmm.
Like when you look back and after you actually got it done, then it's done. It's like, dang, okay, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
What now? There's a little bit of an emptiness there at that point. And if you haven't figured out the next thing to fill that void of what's the next hard thing I'm gonna do, then you go through a period of not feeling like you really anchor to any kind of purpose. So I think we got to embrace the hard of the journeys because I guarantee you, man, when we get to the top of whatever hill you're looking to climb,
Mm-hmm.
you get to enjoy the view for a little bit, but you're going to stay up there for so long.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You got to come back down and you got to um, find another mountain to climb. It's just, that's life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the things I can say for myself. I get bored easily. I can go from one venture to the next. And then next, after I complete one venture, it's like, okay, what's the next thing? I can't stay. I can't linger. So looking back over your career, you mentioned football. You go from playing football, the NFL. How is that pressure going from, well, it's basically two questions in one. The pressure of performing and competing in front of thousands of people and millions at home to going to the silver screen and getting hearing that critique from the audience. And I'm sure also you have done work on the stage and hearing that. And what was the stage play you were recently in?
When the woman's fed up.
When a woman's fed up. So, okay, this is a 3 point question: theater, football, and film. If you can draw a comparison of those three different pressures, is it all the same? Is it like a different type of pressure? What or a different type of hard? How is it handling those three different dimensions throughout your career?
Being prepared to perform prevents proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Absolutely.
So I overly prepare for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure I know everybody's lines, not just mine. I know when I played football, I knew my assignments. I knew the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Usually had a great week of practice going into the game. Um, if I'm doing a play, I'm a rehearse with focus. I'm be intentional in my rehearsals until I get the character locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the same thing through all three mediums, man. It's proper preparation prevents poor performance. The 5 Ps I learned when I was 8 years old when I started playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Those 5 tenets of my life have stuck with me forever. So I tell people all the time, it's not really any pressure when you prepared and you're focused on what you got to do. Versus if you know you have cut some corners and you haven't, studied the game plan or you don't know your lines as well as you should, then
Mm-hmm.
you can start feeling a little bit of pressure because now you're not as prepared and you're not so sure. Pressure comes when you're a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I just put the work in up until it's time to perform,
Mm-hmm.
now I just go out there and I perform. I let it live. I don't worry about anything at that point because the preparation is there
Mm-hmm.
and I trust the work.
Absolutely. Preparation is always key. And speaking of preparation, what is, and I'm going back to those one questions, what is that one role that you dream for that you are always like gearing yourself up and preparing for? What is that one thing like, oh, I want
Well,
this?
I give you two. The one dream role I wanted to play, I did already. I played Muhammad Ali in the movie
Mhm.
called The Last Punch. That movie hasn't come out yet, but one day it will come out in the world to get to see that performance. Um, that's at the top of my mountain forever. The next role is the role of playing the Black Superman movie that I wrote.
Hmm.
Of the role of Iyasu Ra in the
Yeah.
movie called The House of Ra. So that's the one role that I feel like I'm preparing myself for every day. Every day I'm working my way into that alignment, into that reality.
But
So it's just a matter of time.
yes, indeed. And I wanted to tie this in because we've talked about preparation, we've talked about pressure, we just talked about that dream role, and I want to talk about one of my favorite chapters in this book, which is
Hmm.
chapter 6, Elevate. And
Mm.
I've taken this in consideration for myself. And all your work, basically, the keep pedaling has it aligns, everything aligns perfectly when you wrote this book. And I looked at Elevate. That was the main one that stood out to me because for the longest time I was kind of slump myself, but
Hmm.
being elevated and going to that next level, I have to hold myself accountable. I have to do
Hmm.
what I got to do. I can't just sit there and expect to get to a higher level and not do nothing in my life. So
Right.
you got to put in the work. And as you say, a proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So
Yep.
with that, as far as elevation and building up to this role, the pressure of it, because I remember when you were doing the interview with Culture Connected here in Shreveport. That's how we first met. Shout out to TJ Vocals and shout out to Dorian Ford. What is the pressure? How's that pressure of being a black leading man and holding that standard of how black men should be represented in film? There's a lot of scandal in the industry of certain stereotypes, putting on certain attire that does not pertain to a man, and holding to your truth. What advice can you give, or just give us a story on your own testimony in the business and being a black man with a backbone? Let's go cut across the field on it.
Yeah. Well, I just think you got to stand on who you are through and through. For me, I'm always about the culture. I'm all about, what I represent for the culture. Man, I was raised under the talented tenth principles from W.B. Du Bois.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my mother raised me on those principles of understanding I'm very talented. I have very so that means I have a very big responsibility to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of my duty to the culture, to my ancestors, to the people who came before me to live in an example that's first and foremost that I represent my home and my house well. My son, my daughter. If I'm not comfortable, my son, daughter, and my wife seeing me on the screen doing it, then I don't want the world to be comfortable seeing me do it either. And it
Mm-hmm.
comes back to my comfortability again, my comfort and my trajectory for my journey. Anybody who follows me, who knows me as a person, fan, or otherwise, they know me to probably be very headstrong on my blackness, very
Mm-hmm.
headstrong on my standing on um, us in this country, us in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And as I take on roles, I always want to make sure that in the back of my mind, I'm conscious of what I'm representing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a role one time I was getting an offer to play a role, and the role was it was for a network too, and it came through, and it came off really good. He was a surgeon, a
Mm-hmm.
brilliant doctor, the
Mm-hmm.
top of his field. I was, oh yeah, I like this guy. This is dope, dude. Okay, okay, okay. But now he's abusive to his wife. Stop. I got questions.
Yeah.
I call my agent and say, yo, ask him, is his wife in the show gonna be black or white?
Mm-hmm.
And they said she's going to be black.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, look, man, I'm not gonna be on TV beating a woman, black woman
Mm-hmm.
on TV. Um, and why can't he just be a surgeon that's dope and powerful and do all these different things? And he got a different vice. He has a different flaw.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I get it, but for me, I don't. I had to pass on that role because I wasn't comfortable with the picture of me portraying that. And I know that's a story that happens, and that's a story that needs to be told. I just don't feel like it needs to be told from our standpoint at this point in our journey as a culture. Um, our black women have been probably the most tortured people in the world in society.
Mm-hmm.
over time, and of course, black men are right behind him in the same torture, in the same deliberate attempt to rob us of our dignity, our spirits, our very souls. So for me, I don't know, me have the advent of me having a daughter, um, that and me the way I felt about my mother and my grandmothers and my aunts and the people, the women who raised me, my wife,
Mm-hmm.
all black women, man. I
Absolutely.
feel like we supposed to protect them at all points. So I wouldn't take that role. So that's an example of standing on just my principles and my morals as a black man. I guess another story would be something I'm pretty known for, and it's a really a dope show and a dope series, and the
Mm-hmm.
amazing creatives of Carl Weber
Mm-hmm.
and Trey
Yes.
Haley and Nikki Haley, those guys. I don't know, a lot of people didn't really realize that my character was a bisexual man,
Mm-hmm.
right? And as an actor, I don't mind telling the bisexual man's story,
Mm-hmm.
but I also knew I didn't need to show it physically
Mm-hmm.
to be a great actor. And I told him in going into the production, I said, look, man, if I can't do this role if it's a story type role, meaning there has to be physicality and those type of things. I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'll never be physical in a scene with a man, and it won't even, I have to have control over how it's projected, right? So they were very understanding, and they understood me and knew me, who I was as a man. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want in 1,000 or in 100 years when I'm long and gone, there's a picture of a scene
Yes.
that could be even misconstrued. You
Yes.
know, there's no words in a picture. A picture can tell a
A
thousand
thousand
words.
words. Absolutely.
So I don't ever want my energy or my legacy to be misconstrued on any level. And I also know the power of film. I know the power of what I do
Mm-hmm.
as an actor, and how the image will last longer of me than I will be here. Like I totally understand every film I do, every book I write, everything I do, I'm leaving a footprint of my existence here. So I'm always thinking about what happens when I'm not here. What do I want to be said and talked about?
Absolutely, man. I completely agree. And as a young actor myself, I've been in the local scene for a while, but I look to actors like yourself. I look to actors who, like Denzel Washington, who hold themselves to a standard, who's not just going to accept any kind of role or do any type of thing. And you can look, and I'm talking to the audience here, on Google searches, Pinterest, and everything. If you look back and see some of those classic stars, like I sometimes I also check out the old school white stars, like the Errol Flynn's, the Tyrone Powers, all those different actors. The Now mine's drawing a blank, but so many just throughout the years, they leave an impression. And 40, 50, 60 years from now, I think about that myself as an actor. What would people say about me? And you have that same mindset, Mr. Karan. You have that same mindset of, I want to make sure that when somebody sees me on that screen, they're seeing dignity, they're seeing integrity, they're seeing power, they're seeing talent, they're not seeing foolery, which we have enough
Right,
in this world, of course, with
right,
fool. But
exactly.
but going back to it, what is for young actor like myself and all the other creatives, what could we do to control our narrative more in a system that does not, particularly as young black creators, with a system that does not favor us like that? Like we're not the what Hollywood say, the traditional tall, dark, and handsome, which really we are traditionally are the tall, dark, and handsome. But that's more the Clark Gable aesthetic when they quote unquote use that. What could you give us in this younger generation that's coming up, and also the ones younger than me, the Gen Zs? I'm millennial. What would you give us in advice as far as controlling our narrative to continue to be creative, but still control the narrative?
Well, I think the first thing I would say is to find your base, man. I think, the first letter in the book is K, knowledge, self-knowledge of self. Understand who you are, and really embrace that at the deepest cellular level. And then you start to really realize that in order to create your narrative, you got to know the narrative, right? So once you know the narrative, then you can really realize that you're not in Hollywood if you look like me and you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? There is no Hollywood is just a place. It's not real.
Absolutely.
It's no different than Atlanta. It's no different in Toronto. It's no different in New York. It's no different than any other place this film is made. It's just been raised to a level of mysticism because who controls the information? Who controls the narrative of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I say to all young creators that look like me and you have to first disconnect from the narrative of Hollywood because Hollywood ain't for you. They don't care for it to be for you. This never was for you. And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We got to stop chasing behind a bandwagon or wagon that's not gonna stop for us to get on.
Mm-hmm.
We spend all our energy running behind this wagon of Hollywood to accept our stories, give us the same kind of budgets and opportunities that you give your counterparts, but it's not their responsibility to do that, man.
No, it's not.
It's they wagon.
Mm-hmm.
They let on their wagon who they want on their wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not just picking up people in my car.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I'm just not picking up random people, especially if they don't have the same, don't look like me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not safe. I get it. I just need us all to just start understanding. Get you a wagon with two or three other brothers and two or three sisters that look like you and go shoot the shit you want to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot
Absolutely.
it. We live in a time now that you don't have to wait on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to act, if you really want to make a movie, you can make a movie. If you
Absolutely.
really want to do something, you really can do it. The
Absolutely.
times are so open and wide open to anybody who has the gumption and the willpower to say, fuck it, I'm going to do it my way anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Tyler. Tyler said, fuck it, did it his way anyway. And look at him.
Absolutely.
You know, we need more people thinking like Tyler Perry. We need more people thinking like Will Pack. We need more people thinking in the terms of independence and get away from the machine of of a machine that's not haven't been doing anything but using us to oil it and gas it, but won't let us drive it.
Absolutely. I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying? So that's what I would say to the youngest artists of us. Don't even look to them. They're not coming for you. They're not helping you. If
Mm-hmm.
they bring you in, there's a cost. There is a high cost if they let you onto the wagon. There's a cost.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to pay that bill, keep running behind it. Keep putting your thumb out. Keep doing whatever you can do to get them to slow down and stop for you. Let you get on the wagon with them. But I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, once you get in the wagon, the curtain's gonna close and things get weird. Promise you.
Yeah.
So for me, the way I'm doing it is I'm doing it with my people. I'm gonna do it with my peoples, and I'm gonna be unapologetic about it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take longer to get to where I want to get to in this vision that I have, but I do also understand when the vision comes to be, it's gonna set an example for thousands of people that look like me to understand that all you gotta do is bet on yourself and just say, and bet on your people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like bet on your people. I'm betting on us. I'm betting on you. I'm betting on the people who really follow me to support me and keep uplifting me and keep me safe when it comes down to it. Because I'm always gonna speak about truth to power. I'm always gonna speak what I feel. I'm never gonna change my stripes to fit into a jungle that ain't mine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree on that. And speaking of that, building your own, because
Yeah.
there is a book in the documentary called Empire of Their Own. Y'all check that out. It'll give you the history of Hollywood on that. Let's talk about a man that you just mentioned. I want to talk about several people. Just when they come to mind, just a brief description of what, just explaining those people. Tyler
Mhm.
Perry, Mr.
Walt
Tyler
Disney.
Perry.
Walt Disney is a word association game, or what are we doing?
So with Tyler Perry, how is it working under Tyler Perry and being in his productions and just being around him with like the knowledge that you've gotten from Tyler Perry, or just being in just in production as an
Well. You know, it's funny thing you asked that. I mean, first early in my career, I did three shows with Tyler where I did recurring. I was recurring characters on a couple shows.
actor?
Um, and you know, I was green. I was scared shitless every day working, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I learned a lot. I learned from just the pace and him knowing what he wants and getting what he wants out of his actors when he needs it. You know, he's very hands-on when he's directing.
Mm-hmm.
He's an action type director. I mean, he makes things happen on the fly because he's actively in the scene with you a lot of times, which is a dope talent to have as a director and actor. You can really collaborate sometime in scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just growing and watching. Then I went years and years without Tyler and I seeing each other or working together on scene or anything. But he's omnipotent in the city, so you can't escape his
Right.
essence of who he is. So, like years go by, and then we fast forward to my wife getting her show, and they go in production together, and
Mhm.
I ended up working with him again. And it really was a full circle moment for me, just because it had been 10, 12 years since I had been working with him. And when he brought me in and gave me an opportunity as a young actor, I was a nervous kid who didn't really know exactly what I was going to do in the game and how well I was going to do it. And I was scared shitless and nervous and all those things.
Mhm.
But now it was an opportunity to meet him more on an even playing field. Like, man, I put in a lot of work. Thank you for the, how, a lot of it was attributed to you helping me get started, man. And on top of that, it just felt more colleague like now as opposed to, oh my God, I'm so nervous. It was more, I'm an actor and I know what I'm doing now. He's been doing it for longer than me, is obviously, but it was just respect. It was respect. It was a genuine, good respect and love there. It was all good, man. He's a dynamic creator, super talented. And just to be in the midst of it, man, if you really are a competitor or you really are a person who love
Mhm.
who thrives in really great company like myself,
Mhm.
it's inspiring. It's inspiring to say, yo, I can see this man. He's doing a lot of things. Um, his work ethic is off the charts, and all those things are to be admired. If you really want to make yourself better, you could always learn something from people like Tyler.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, another name I want to mention that you've been working with lately, Country Wayne, another man that's made his
Hmm.
own lane in social media. We see,
Another genius, huh? Yeah.
yes, indeed, and that's because I was like, well, you know what? Because
Birds of a feather flock together, I guess.
the birds of a feather flock together, man. Because I was like,
Not discounting my genius.
hey, that's it, man. So, how is it working in the Country Wayne skits and
Well,
working with?
this isn't my first time doing it. I did them years and years ago before they really got really popular. But they was starting to get really popular when I did it with him years ago with him and Rolanda.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Bro.
I did it, and yeah, him and Ro, and I did it just to kind of experiment, see if I like doing skits. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first.
Mm-hmm.
Um, didn't really feed me as an actor. I like doing long form, really have a script, a story to follow, and really just that challenge for me is a little bit greater than improv. I like improv, but improv is definitely necessary to make yourself a better actor.
Absolutely.
So fast forward to now when I started back up, working with Momo and those guys, D and them. It's been just the industry's been slow, man, and I needed to stay sharp as an actor, just keep working my craft. And
Absolutely.
like I said, improv is a great tool as an actor to use to get yourself better. So it's always worked for me, man. It's always working on my craft. It's fun. You get to go and perform, have a little fun, make a little money, just to do what you love to do. And I think that's always an opportunity to just get better at what you love to do. So why not go and take the opportunity to work on your craft and work on your instrument?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And now we go from
Oh,
Hollywood.
and not to mention, not to add, I mean,
Yeah,
working with another visionary. It's another opportunity to be working with another visionary, to be inspired and to keep pushing myself forward. All right, next question.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know it was a little glitch there. I was trying to see. Because my next question was so from the studio, big studio style of Tyler Perry, to Country Wayne, to now Carl Weber, which he is known for his books. I've actually read several of his novels: Family Business, No More Mr. Nice Guy, From Paris with Love. So how is it being in the Black Hamptons and being in that series? Tell us about that, just behind the scenes, your experiences as an actor.
Another visionary, another, genius in the creative world. Carl Weber is one of the biggest black-owned publishing companies in the world, man, as far as books and stuff go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that till I met him for Black Hamptons, and
Mm-hmm.
all the things he's doing. He wrote the Black Hamptons book. I mean, he does it in a way that is completely a creative feat from start to finish. He writes the book, then he creates a TV series behind that. That's that's super dope, right? So it was an honor to come in and he created these characters that would have so much depth and so many different colors and size, man. And the good news about these characters, they were black, they looked like me,
Mm-hmm.
they were rich, they they argued and they scrapped over meaningful things.
Mhm.
Um, they scrapped over gentrification issues. They scrapped over family legacies and things of that nature. Not necessarily running drugs and doing all the things that we almost seem like we got to do to keep our stories on TV versus this story, which I thought was a very great story to live in our black entertainment world. But it hasn't gotten picked up to do the third season. So hopefully they come back. But if it doesn't, it was an honor. It was amazing to work with Indy and Carl and Trey, and hopefully I look forward to get back over there with them on some other projects. As they continue to grow and continue to do what they do.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. So now I know we're starting to wind down, and I want to get to basically the big one questionnaire. I want to go and finish out the one questionnaire. So, what's the one film that you could just watch over and over again,
Mm.
like nonstop, like it was a back-to-back marathon? What's that one thing, that one movie?
Godfather 1 and 2 is easy. Heat.
Hmm.
Um, I love Shaka Zulu. I could watch Shaka Zulu over and over again. Blade. I love the first two Blades.
Earthly Blade.
Superman. I like Man of Steel. Man of Steel was good. I watched that the other day for probably the 10th time.
But out of all those, if there was just only one, if it in just existence, like all the others be wiped out of history. You only had to pick one.
All right, well, let's go. See, we gotta go with the Godfather Part 2, man.
Godfather Part Two. All right, Godfather Part
Yeah.
Two it is. So TV series, back to back marathon. Okay, it's a Saturday. We ain't got nothing to do. The world locked down. What do I watch for the rest of eternity?
Hey, it's a tough one.
That is the one because we got several, but it has to be that one.
Man, you know what, man? It might have to be something like when I started really noticing it, man, that Blackish was really a damn good show.
Blackish. Oh
And
yeah.
I think, yeah, I would have to go Blackish, man. That joint my daughter watches it constantly now, all the time. Like, and it's no matter when it's on, I'm laughing. And I love the fact that I can laugh anytime. So if I had to watch something on TV for eternity, I would go with something I could laugh at.
Oh, cool.
So if I got the movie that's a drama with the Godfather, I get action, I get drama, I get some life rules, I get everything in the movie she get. And then in the TV, I got, some something to keep me laughing.
Cool, cool. If okay, so on that movie binge, got the Godfather Part Two. On the TV show, you got Blackish. Now, what's that one food that you have to be forced to eat for forever? Only one favorite, only one
If
favorite.
I, if I, man, one food forever. You got to look at the nutrition if that's going to sustain you long enough for life.
That's
So
it.
I would just do like a burger, man. You get pretty much all you get in that with, proper vegetables on it, type of shit. So I make sure I get my balance in. If I had to pick one food forever,
Gotta get the protein and the carbs.
I would have said cake, but I know I'll be dead in 5 years only eating cake.
Exactly.
So yeah.
All right. Music. Let's dive into music. That one song. Okay, now I'm gonna mix it up right here. That one song you and your wife, you serenade them to. That one song, y'all just trapped in the room forever. What's that one song playing?
Shit, I don't know. Um, Sex Me Part 1 and 2 by R. Kelly. Fuck it. I don't know.
Go on put Kales in there. Go on get whatever that's the worst. Go on put Kales in there.
Yeah.
All right. That one hobby. I'm sure this is very easy for you. That one hobby you could just do forever and ever. You strip every other hobby. No television, no game, no nothing like that.
Well, that was easy. I mean, I just cycle.
That I already knew that was gonna be easy. So just cycling. So
Mhm.
another one. What's that one song that's the soundtrack of your life? There's a big documentary about Karon Joseph Riley. What's the theme? What's the theme song?
Beach Chair by Jay-Z.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what is that one movie that you despise all the time? I can never get into that movie. Everybody else love it, but yeah,
I don't know any bad movie.
you don't know any bad movie.
No, any bad movie is bad out this. Yeah, any bad movie.
Any bad movie that's like that. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to not even make it long enough to get into anything. I can despise them. So anything is looks terrible, you just don't even deal with it.
Once you know it's gonna suck, you just say next, on to the next one.
I just don't even pick sucky movies, man. I just kind of got a good radar for it.
You gotta get right up for it. That's it, man. That's it. So the one, let me see what else I have in the notes here. What's the one city that you love performing in? Like you like anytime you're there, it's just it's like home, a second home. What's that one place?
Home, Detroit. I meant to say Detroit. Shit, I don't know. I love home. So, and performing as an actor is not like performing as a musician. Like
Mhm.
for us, doing a play, I can do doing a play anywhere as a stage. It's great. So I
Mhm.
don't. It's there's not one crowd that's been the Detroit crowd was probably the loudest crowd for me.
Detroit, right?
But
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's I just any stage anywhere I love it, man. There's no real uh, better city. I don't think. I think it's just anywhere that they let you do what you love to do and they like it a little bit, you're happy.
that's it. And we're gonna end off this interview on this here, man. What's the one thing, what's the one positive message you want to leave the audience for today or for tonight?
Oh man, whatever the vision you see for yourself, um, work your butt off and keep pedaling until you see it. Period. Life ain't that hard.
That's
What's
it.
inside will be on the outside.
Yes,
So
sir.
take care of yourself first and foremost. Love yourself more than you love anything outside of yourself. And let's say it together. Keep pedaling.
Definitely. Absolutely, absolutely. So before this meeting ends, tell everybody where they can follow you. Your social medias, also your book, Keep Pedaling. Just tell everybody, give them the information where they can follow you, man, and follow your career, follow your journey.
I always tell people before they find me, find yourself. I don't want no lost people finding me, so find yourself. But anyway, KaronJosephRiley.com is where you can get the book at.
Yes, sir.
That's taking the middleman out. You get it on my website. I'll sign it. Um, put a special note in there for you. You'll probably get a pen and some other little trinkets. And I'll mail it directly to you. Or if you want to go the other way, you can get it anywhere books are sold. That means Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere. Um, but it's really about the people and the culture. Support, support, support. Let's take the middleman out. All right, rest in power, Nip. Thank you for that messaging and making sure you got that across to the culture. Thank you, King. Um, and everywhere else, man. Karan Joseph Riley across all the platforms, man. And like I said, if you want to check out my work on TV, just put my name in the Google in the search it. It'll give you everywhere you can find me. Across all different platforms. I work on damn near all of them. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, everybody, this has been an awesome time. This is the one EJS and brother, Mr. Karan Joseph Riley. Y'all take it easy now.